This is Missy.
And this is Elizabeth, and welcome to You Should Meet My Friend. I promise I will not make us look ridiculous, but I have been curious to listen to the first couple of minutes of Jen's episode.
Okay.
But anyway, before we revisit the past, I'm going to insert our cool description of what we are about here, so we don't need to repeat that.
Okay.
Before we get started, so Robin, this is my friend Missy. Missy and I, we first knew about each other when I was I'm not sure what the Army calls the assignment officer, the detailer, the person that moves people around in the cornfield. And I sent her husband unaccompanied to Korea, so she didn't really like me at all. But I did promise him if he went to Korea, then I would send his entire family to Germany, which I delivered on. And that's where we actually met in person. And I was forgiven and we became really good friends. And that was, gosh, my 23-year-old was born in Germany. So that's easily 23, 24 years ago.
Yeah. And my soon-to-be 23-year-old was also born there. So Guthrie's about 6 months younger than, 6 months younger than Michael, I think. Anyways, so we had a great time and we've been friends ever since.
And we can't have short conversations, so we decided we would just record them.
I
Get a podcast.
I love it.
And invite our friends.
Yeah. But honestly, we both have a belief that every single human being, especially if it's somebody that's our friends, has a unique, extraordinary thing about them that the world needs to know about. And almost everybody says, oh, not me. There's nothing interesting about me. And then we end up talking to them for a solid hour about how great they are. So that's our mission, is so that the world can see how many extraordinary people there are, especially those that aren't normally in the public eye very much.
Right.
What did we say? Like our first season, it was like our extraordinary friends. Or extraordinary, ordinary friends. There we go. I knew I'd get it. Let's do our little intro.
Okay.
So we don't forget.
Then I want to say, so how are you? How are the holidays? How are having all the boys home? How are things going?
Good. Yeah, because none of us read emails, or my children they are all adults. So I leave a lot of things up to them.
Right.
And for the last, 3 or 4 Christmases, Guthrie's always gone back like the Friday after New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets here on on December 12th or something like that. And he informs us he doesn't go back to school. Like school doesn't start back until January 12th. So we had to change his ticket. And it just, if I had known, I would have planned something more, like we would have done something. We would have went away. But he's always been like, oh, I'm fine. Just chilling. But I think we did a little too much chilling. We did do some fun things. We went to the Potato Bowl since it was his school and the local school. So that was fun. And
Is it football?
For football.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we did some things and he got to finally go skiing. We just have not had a lot of snow, which
I've heard that there's not a lot of snow out west.
Yeah, which is hard because those ski resorts just aren't. They employ people, they have bills to pay. It's just really hard. And our local one, which is called the Beaver, they just sunk a whole bunch of money into it. And it's a family. You always worry about this, but he did get to go skiing. And of course, him and his brothers the boys got to spend lots of time together. And I didn't have to work too awfully much. So it was good. It was good. And today I finally put away my last Christmas. I was like, I am putting it away. Come hell or high water.
Nice.
So it was good. And it was such a blessing. No one was sick, which is always my fear over Christmas. We all had been sick before. And Guthrie was sick the first week he was here. but then no one else got sick. So it was a blessing. And yeah,
And he graduates this spring, right?
he does May 9th.
Nice.
So yeah, so of course in Guthrie fashion, and I say this with love and because it's he and I now have an inside joke. There's been a couple of monumental times in his life that he forgets things. And he's a lot like his mother, I will admit. I'm a forgetful person. I forget conversations. I forget things I say I'm going to do and dates and where my glasses are and my keys are. I have no idea right now. But one monumental time was when he had surgery. I dropped him off at his dorm room and I was going back to my hotel and I was leaving the next morning really early. So we said our goodbyes. I get all the way back to the hotel, 5 minutes, look in the back seat, and there's his jacket, his shirt that he wears all the time. And so I text him and I'm like, hey, you forgot your shirt. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And I said, I'll bring it back over. So he met me downstairs and he goes, this was just an excuse to give you another hug and tell you thank you and that I love you.
Aww.
And so him and I, it's our inside joke that he forgets things. It's his way of telling me that he thanks me and he loves me. I laugh when he forgets things, but he did forget his keys. So I had to FedEx them, which was, and I'm like, oh, Guthrie, you can find another way to say that you love me, but it's good. Yeah. And then my dad had a medical scare this weekend. Was that he was really dizzy and he gets dizzy spells, but they go away. And so he told my mom, he goes, it feels different. So they went into the ER and he was in the beginning stages of a stroke.
Oh,
And
wow.
So grateful for their rinky dink country emergency room who took it serious, did a scan, noticed something was wrong, and was able to give him medicine to basically take care of any clots. And he made a full recovery and
Nice.
Monday morning he was back to normal. So
Very nice.
just grateful for modern medicine. So how was your break? I'm sure you did something fabulous because you always do. And
Let's see. We ran out to California a couple days before Christmas because Greg's dad had not been doing well at the beginning of December. When we were there in late December, just before Christmas, he was still in a rehab facility, but he's home now and he's doing okay. Greg's actually out there now. The season of the life we're in is older parents. My mom was here for Christmas, so that was really fantastic.
nice. That was
And,
nice.
And then this was a very long planned trip, which we decided not to cancel it earlier in the year. And that was a trip back to the resort where we went for our honeymoon because
I
this
saw
December
that.
was our 30th anniversary.
Congratulations.
But yeah, amazing. The miracle of 2025 is that Greg is 100% healthy, cleared to go. We even went scuba diving. I made him ask his doctor. I'm like, you have
Yeah.
to ask because that's a bigger deal than just
Yeah.
splashing around in the ocean. And they're like,
Right.
yeah, you can totally do it. So we did a little bit of scuba diving. We mostly laid around and generally always had a drink in our hand.
Sounds perfect.
So it was wonderful. And luckily we came home the day after we invaded Venezuela. So our flight did not get canceled. So that
Oh
was
my
very
gosh,
helpful.
yeah.
That was very
Oh.
helpful. There were a lot of panicky people at the resort, but we're like, our flight's tomorrow, so we'll just see what happens. And sure enough, our flight got back, no problem.
Good. Oh my goodness.
The
Well,
good news is, I don't know if I told you this, but Michael applied for an NBC Sports internship like way back in August or September and forgot about it. And then right after Thanksgiving, he got an email saying, are you still available? We would like to interview you to go help with the Olympics.
this is amazing. Is he going?
He is. He is. He
That
leaves
is-
the 28th of January. He's going to be at I never remember the name of the town, but he's going to be at the place where they're going to do moguls and aerials. That's his
Okay.
assignment. And his duty title is utility.
So that's probably anything and everything.
Yes, but yeah, he leaves on the 28th and flies into Milan, and then I think he gets credentials and then gets put on a bus because I think it's about 4 hours from Milan to where he's going to be. But he was super bummed about his job and how expensive the real world is at Thanksgiving. And he was really down in the dumps about it.
Yeah.
And then the Monday after Thanksgiving, he gets this email and he is ecstatic. He's so excited.
That's
and I'm so
awesome.
excited for him. So
That's awesome.
And
Then
he
I can
asked
say I know somebody.
right. He asked his job for a leave of absence, and because it's a landscape related company, it was
Yeah.
not a problem. So that's good news, is that he'll get to come back to the job he has.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Good. And are Alexis and Emma making wedding plans, or are they already done, or?
They worked really hard last summer and they got a venue and a caterer. And what was interesting is they settled on Baltimore, and that's when we were up there for Greg's treatment. So I got to see what it looks like and stuff. And then they haven't really done a whole lot since then. Last night I get an email saying, "Hey, did you get that email from the DJ?" So I think they're like, okay, now we have to actually buckle down and get
Yeah.
serious about it.
We celebrate our 30th June 1st. And of course, it's always hard when you have a year of big events already planned, like Guthrie's graduation. We're all going up there, and then we're coming back, and then we're going to California just to see a family, and where Dirk and Larissa always hang out, and they're familiar with the area. And they asked if anybody wanted to go. And I said, sure. And then Chris informs me, he goes, I cannot go. He goes, I have a big project. And I said, what about our anniversary? And he's, I don't know. And we still haven't made any plans. So we were supposed to go away because it'll be our 30th. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It may be a last ditch, last minute thing where we're just like, pick a place and go. We wanted to go back up to Victoria,
Mhm.
British Columbia, but things have changed since we went up there, and they don't offer the same ferries that they used to. So he's looked into it, but we'll see. And again, Guthrie's life is up in the air. He learned he didn't get into the Navy, so now he's got to shift his mindset.
Yeah.
They told him he could reapply after he graduated. He had applied as a student, but he doesn't have enough time left as a student.
Yeah.
The military has all these rules, and I don't know if they had them back in the 90s, but it really feels harder. And I don't know if that's a good thing, because I don't think people are breaking down the Navy's door necessarily.
Yeah.
And so he may just come back here. If he wants to do a CPA, he has to study under a CPA for a year. And I know CPAs in town, so that wouldn't be a problem. I don't know. He's up in the air, and I've given him that luxury of, it's okay. You'll figure it out. I'm not concerned. You have money in the bank and a place to stay.
Exactly. I think it's worth, hold on a second. So we started in 2023. It's 2026. We have 38 episodes. Can you believe it?
No.
Some of those are some of the episodes I shared from the Officer Women Leadership Symposium,
Oh, okay.
but that's nothing to snooze at for sure.
No.
Yeah.
That's more than we had in 2022.
Oh, yeah. Our first episode was with Jennifer, a friend of mine who had just graduated from the Savannah College of Art and Design,
Oh, yes.
who's an Air Force retiree. And our episode was 30 minutes long. I don't think we've ever had one that short since.
How did we get through in 30 minutes? Did we not ask her questions?
I don't
Did we
know.
not let her talk?
But I think now that we've hit our stride, then now you can't shut us up.
And now I'm like, I'm going to block off at least 2 hours to film. Now, obviously, we don't let everybody hear the whole 2 hours.
We have gotten better though, because it was getting crazy long, which makes editing
Yes.
hard. I do
Yeah.
have a much better editing tool now, which is easier to use, but we do try and get it all done in an hour, which is good. So let me see if, hold on. The hard part is getting Zoom to share sound. Share sound. Okay. I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you being our guest. Definitely.
An
Definitely.
excellent first guest.
Excellent first guest.
When you
Yes.
edit it,
better sound really amazing.
You will. You will. Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth,
And I'm Missy.
and you should meet our friend. Today, we're talking to Jennifer Judd.
All right,
So-
why don't you let me start?
Okay.
So again, and I got a call last week, an email, I guess, from a dear friend who I've known for, my goodness, 20 something years.
24, I think.
She writes me up and says, "Hey, I'm having a podcast and I want you to be a guest." And I'm thinking, what does that mean? It means that she's finally doing something that she said she wanted to do. She and her friend Missy, who I just met today, I'm meeting her on Zoom, said we can talk for hours and hours. I know I can talk for hours and hours. I've talked to hours and hours with Elizabeth. But we want to share what we talk about and the friends that we have and the communities that we live in with our friends. So I guess I'm the lucky one because I get to be the friend that you meet tonight.
So, what I have always found fascinating about Jen is that, here, I'll turn it off. We don't need to go. I just love it's very much Jen, and I appreciate it so much. Is we did our little intro, and then we're like, what do we say? And she just jumped right in there and
Did.
gave us the best possible intro. So that's wonderful. So,
Did you have anything prepared, or when did we start doing that? Having a little intro that we kind of share.
oh, I don't know if we did that very much in the first season.
I think that helps.
We
like,
had our
set the stage.
questions. We definitely had our questions
Yeah.
that we were going to ask everybody. But yeah, we are slightly more prepared when we start our
We do-
episode.
We do our research a little more. Yeah.
Some light Googling before.
Yes.
But we're forever grateful for Jen for her faith in us and her daring. And she is a very daring person if you know her
Yeah.
in being in our first episode. But I think that's really cool that we're still doing it. I'm very excited
I am
for
so.
2026. And
And I'm glad we've matured and grown and learned and gotten better. And
exactly. Just when I
More.
think, do we really want to keep doing this? And then we'll have another great conversation. And I'm like, yeah. And then it gets me super pumped.
no, you're right. And the thought did cross my mind. This fall, for obvious reasons, was chaotic and did not go according to plan. But we squeezed out some episodes.
Some good
And I
episodes.
was like, maybe Elizabeth is getting tired of this. And then we have meetings like that or conversations like this. And then I'm like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
She still wants to do it.
Yeah. I really like when people who don't feel like they're qualified to be on a podcast, I hope they leave our podcast recording session feeling pumped up because
Yeah.
we always finish our podcast recording like super jazzed. There's
Always.
never been a person yet where we're like, that was a pain to
Yeah.
that was no fun.
Correct.
It's never ever. And so the connections I find really
sure.
cool.
Hey, I'm going to go get my afternoon coffee and go sit and work on my sermon.
I'm going to consider showering today.
You haven't already? Your hair looks good.
Oh, thank you. But I've noticed what looks like blonde highlights apparently is the gray's getting a bit more aggressive, and I'm not too excited.
Yeah, mine too. I have an appointment next week. Anything
Well,
else,
my
my
friend.
friend?
My friend, it's always awesome to catch up with you. Have a
Talk
good
to you
weekend.
later. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Find us at facebook.com/YSMMF podcast and Instagram at YSMMF podcast for episode announcements. Thanks.